I guess I should just...
Hey, gang. How's it going?
What's up?
Why is everybody so weirded out by that intro? We played the
No,
music.
I think it's because there's just like a gas leak in this room, like
There's
you're saying,
just a
Logan.
weird energy in
We're
here.
just holding a loaf of bread. No plate.
Bridget's been dying for the past, 15 minutes for no reason. Also,
Dying laughing, to be clear.
Also, it has to be said now because we've been talking about it so much. I got dressed today. I to go out, to come here and go places and stuff. And I took a shower and I got dressed and I felt pretty good about the little outfit I put together. I've got on these flared jeans and this yellow, mustardy yellow shirt. And I was wearing these big earrings and I felt really cute. And Bridget's wearing these pants, which are the same color of my shirt.
The disgust with which you say pants. These pants.
It was the first thing Logan said when we came into the door. He was like,
well, it was the brightest thing I had seen all day.
He was like, it looks like you guys cut a jumpsuit in half. And I was like, yeah, it happens. And then we started talking about it more, and they were making fun of us because we match. And I was
it's not like, you guys are both wearing flannel. It's the exact same shade of yellow. And yellow, it's like a mustard ass yellow.
Like Logan said earlier, they look like the JCPenney family photo.
It's very specifically the same yellow. And they were making fun of us for it. And I was like, look, dude, I didn't plan it. I just got dressed and then Bridget got dressed and here we are. And Bridget was like, she just confessed to me that she put those pants on intentionally to match me.
I thought she'd like it. I thought it'd be a nice surprise.
I didn't even think anything of it. That's insane.
They look like they're in a cult. They look like they're gonna drink poison at midnight.
They somehow look like a straight couple. It's some white people bullshit for sure.
They look like they're about to go to white people taco night.
We do have white people taco night too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We do that shit with ground beef.
Yeah,
ground beef, no seasoning.
Okay, it is
corn flour tortillas.
It is seasoned.
It is seasoned, yeah.
Well,
I feel like we look like those families that go to Walt Disney with all the same colored shit on. So then if one of the kids gets lost,
Bridget,
you can be
you're saying that, but you did it on purpose.
You're correct, but I can still meme on myself.
You have lost your ability to make jokes about it because it's on purpose for you.
I thought you
and
would find
you're
it
legit.
cute.
You're pinchy holding a loaf of bread. You're holding it like it's
a
this
roll.
delicate. Oh my god,
roll.
She's getting into semantics with me as she's holding your bread. It looks so ridiculous.
Can you let me live? I've had a hard week.
Anyways,
we're crosscut cinema. I just had to get that out. I just had to express it because it was really upsetting me.
This is the first episode we're recording post the election, so.
That's
a whole
We're also a little giggly.
Except it's also exactly the same as it was.
No, it's a little bit better because things were scary before.
It's still kind of scary, but it's a little bit better now.
It's definitely better. I mean, I'm not saying that it's great, but
we might still have a civil war later, so I don't know.
Well,
Look cute. Might have a civil war later.
Might wear matching colors.
Might speak into microphones with a mouthful of bread.
Yeah, this is a podcast, right? Where people talk without mouths full of food.
I'm sorry, Bridget. We're being mean.
Anyways.
Bridget, can you pontificate about the movie real fast?
Right, can you give us your thoughts?
I'm sorry, a bitch is hungry.
Anyways, I'm Frani.
I'm Madison. I have an original outfit on today that I thought was pretty cute.
I'm Bridget. Apparently, I don't have an original outfit on. I just am. I suck. I don't know. I thought it was cute.
I mean, your outfit is cute.
No, I think
You're just too white in this moment. Anyways, Logan, who are you?
I'm Logan, and I'm somehow the least Caucasian person here.
Yeah.
Somehow.
God damn it.
Somehow.
So, what are we talking about today? Oh, it's Friday the 13th when this comes out.
Wow.
Spooky.
Oh, yeah. We're coming to you on a different day.
Just because we thought it'd be special to do a little... Because, I think horror is kind of becoming a part of our brand,
Yeah.
As I look at the tapestry we have here on the wall, that is a variety of slasher characters in the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. I think that's pretty accurate.
The only thing it's missing is Kevin Smith getting hit by the car or something. There has to be some sort of mention of Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
And then it's entirely our brand through and through.
It's pretty good.
Speaking of our brand and the growth of it, and something that really was very cool that happened is somebody sent us some fan art. I'm going to put it on the thumbnail. But I just wanted to thank Loren and her brother Shoobs, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm guessing it's Shoobs. It could be Shubs of some sort. If you're Shoobs or Shubs,
I mean, you know it's you. You know who you are.
And I know that Madison hates Joe Rogan, but I'll try my best to bring him up at least one more time before the apocalypse. Or
hold on, we gotta talk about the fan art for a second. It's so good. She did such a good job.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the like I said.
Yeah, she did a cute little portrait of Logan.
A little drawing of Logan, and it's really good, and we're all really jealous about it. So
jealous,
Like low-key, high-key.
Yeah.
But no, it's awesome.
I'm just saying, if you ever get in the mood and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be drawing. You can draw me and Bridget in matching clothes because apparently that's a thing that we do now.
God damn.
It's crazy that I have fan art and my ego is still not as big as Madison's. So there's that.
Wow.
So when you draw the fan art, know that yes, you should do it, but know that you'll be growing that ego even more.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely be contributing to something.
But no. Yeah, we really are jealous and in the best way. And I think that you are incredibly talented, Loren.
Also, Loren, not just of us, whatever art you do, we want to see it, dude.
For sure.
So absolutely.
Keep hitting us up.
Every single new drawing that you do, painting, whatever you do, anything, just send it to our email.
We like it. We want to see it.
And Lauren,
we will.
Yeah.
God, the energy.
We will
in this room
promote
is so
the shit out of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were fantastic. You were amazing.
I wish we had a place to go tell her, but she's very private, so we don't have necessarily a place to go.
Yeah, I wish we could plug her, but we can't. But that's okay because she's hopefully listening.
Yeah, and also if you ever go public with your stuff, we'll promote it for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
that's our first fan art, dude. We're shook.
Yeah, it was awesome.
If you want to
I almost cried. There was a man fixing our place. And we were just because what happened was I found out that I had access to one of Frani's emails that she doesn't have access to for some reason.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm just going to check the emails real fast. And we went through the emails and then we got to ours and I saw the message and I freaked out in front of the maintenance man, very publicly.
Logan just looks at me. He's like, I'm going to cry, but I don't want to cry with this strange man in our home.
But I did cry.
You did cry.
I did cry. I know that might be a little too much action for you, Loren. You might be feeling freaked out right now, but just know that it was very special. And she also suggested some movies for us to do, and we're definitely going to do one of them. I don't want to say which one because we're going to announce it like a normal movie.
and also she gets a little sneak peek on what we're doing. I think we sent it.
I'll tell her.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you guys.
Yeah. See what happens when you email us? You get information that no one else is privy to.
Yeah. Some insults would be cool. Whatever you want to send us.
You could potentially make Logan cry in front of methy Robert Patz. So
that's how I described our maintenance man. Anyways,
I could not understand a fucking word he was saying too.
No.
So I think at one point he might have tried to congratulate me, but it just sounded like.
I was wearing a Dragon Ball Z hoodie, and he just kind of from the other corner of the room said something about Dragon Ball Z and mumbled, and I just said, thanks.
No, he said, I can repeat it perfectly. That would go Dragon Ball. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I heard Dragon Ball and I was like,
and then on his way out the door, he decided to tell us his life story. And
it was
sometime
people like to ask me how I got into it. And I tell them that I got into it, and I do the work, and I tear it apart and I put it back together. And I was like, "That's wholesome." I love that.
I like always sometimes people like to ask me how I got into it. You didn't ask him.
We for sure did not.
You never did ask.
I was so far off. He was telling us how he fixed it, and I literally said, "I don't understand any of this." But what he thought.
I don't like to talk to people I don't have to.
I didn't mean it I couldn't understand what he was saying. I meant I don't understand how to fix things.
Especially because our maintenance does not come in with masks on or anything.
No.
So we don't like to talk to them as much as possible. Anyways. On to Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, so that's the movie we watched today.
Yeah, the 2009 remake, which,
and also
if you know anything about the internet and cinema fans, this movie is incredibly polarizing to the fan base. It was produced by Platinum Dunes, otherwise known as Michael Bay's horror company, whatever you want to call it. They did the Texas Chainsaw remake, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, I think Silent Night as well, and a couple of others.
Oh, and I do want to say this is a full spoiler review, so if you haven't seen this movie, you don't know what happens, you don't want to know, then just know that this is spoilers ahead.
Absolutely. We are a spoiler podcast, so...
Always. Every time. Never not gonna be that.
No, never.
If we tried, we couldn't.
Unless somebody pays us to review something without spoiling it, you can guarantee we're going to spoil it.
And then we might even spoil it then, too.
We'll probably still fuck up. Somebody's going to chime up and be like, what about that ending?
I'm going to be like, you.
Right.
Bridget, not to throw you under the bus, but that would so be you.
Poor Bridget.
Yeah, it would be
She's
me,
really
dude.
getting hit today, huh?
I know.
There's been multiple times that we have scrapped audio where we've talked about something and been like, don't say it on the podcast, and then Bridget says it on the podcast.
It's not only been me, though.
I know.
It's been Madison, too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Franny's want to talk. There was a pilot podcast episode, which, by the way, you should check out our other YouTube channel, Pilot Podcast. Anyway,
It's great. It's funny. I love it.
Thank you. Franny, what do you say?
Like and subscribe.
No, you say thank you. Franny fumbled one episode so horribly bad that we just scrapped the entire episode. So
we literally
happened?
said
she was like, let's take the interest level and let's throw it in the trash.
I don't know what was wrong that day, but I just couldn't.
She likes, if she's not feeling it, she likes to just say, I think it's time to end it. And it'd be like 5 minutes. It'll be 5 minutes and we're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Or, like, I've noticed in this podcast, sometimes we'll be, like, talking animatedly and, like, about whatever. And she'll be like, that's enough about that. And, like,
I love it. That's my favorite thing that you do. And I'll be like, all right.
It's so funny.
Especially, like, if it's a bit, like, Franny will just cut that bit right off. When she decides the bit's over, the bit is fucking over. And I think it's hilarious.
I need to be driving the bus at all times.
She's like an impromptu producer of this podcast because even though we all do everything, she's the one who's like, all right, and the joke's done. Moving on.
Right. And we just all have to go. She's like, okay.
Sorry.
I think it's hilarious. It's like the funniest thing to me.
And sometimes
I'm
you're
glad this is a
right.
bonus episode because we are a little derailed.
I don't know. This is good content.
I think this is pretty standard.
But let's get back to the movie. Like I was saying. Okay, so very polarizing movie. It's weird because I think fans of horror, if you go into this movie without having a pre-designed idea of what Friday the 13th is, you'd love this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that when you have such a long history of what a character is, that when a remake actually tries to, I don't know, redefine the role for once, which is what they should fucking do something different, people get upset. And I think that this is a complete, total rewrite of the character. This character is cunning, very human, even, regardless of what the ending may be. Still, most of the movie, very human. And isn't really supernatural in any sense. Is just very much like a fucking psycho Rambo, is the way I described him.
He is very Rambo-esque.
Yeah. I mean, between the hunting, the underground tunnels, the arrows, his self-sutures, if he gets stabbed, he like ropes it up that moment and keeps going. That's so Rambo. Like, it's literally Rambo. What did you guys think of it?
I personally have never had any experience with Friday the 13th.
Wait, so was this like the first Friday the 13th movie you've watched?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you're going to watch the rest and be like, I don't get why people like the rest of these movies.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am with most of them.
I mean,
like,
they're very much a product of their time.
Like, this is fantastic. I had a great time. I don't know why people would be pissed, but I mean, I guess if this isn't what he's been necessarily.
Yeah, this isn't how it normally is.
I had a great time, personally, knowing literally nothing about Jason.
I mean, I think that this is a very different movie, especially from, like, the original Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah.
And, like, I really like the second one, too.
I heard you say that earlier, and I just want to say, I do not understand where you're coming from with that, but that's how film is.
Yeah.
But for me, those movies don't get good until 4. And then they stop being good at 6.
I feel like I probably haven't watched all of them but I know I do like the first one. And I know I like the second one. But they're very different than like what this movie is.
Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, I just want to mention this real fast. For those of you who don't know Friday the 13th, the development in this movie is like, okay, his mom did this, now she's dead, he's got his mask, here we go. Like, they do things kind of quickly. Like, you get the mask by the end of the first act. Well, unless you count that whole beginning, we'll get to that.
Right.
But but in the film series, he literally doesn't receive the hockey mask until the third movie.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of how like the iconicism of Jason is across basically the 80s. Like he had a movie in the 80s almost every year.
Yeah. And I do think that's true that people like conflate their love for Jason with like the original Friday the 13th movies, but like he kind of became iconic over time.
Yeah. He's not like Michael where it was like everything was there already.
Right. And to the extent that like we did a Scream review, and so like Scream has been on my mind as well, like when I'm watching slasher movies a lot, because I've like rediscovered my love for Scream when we did it. And one of the questions that like the killer asks what's her name on the phone is like, who's the killer in the Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th, and she's like, oh, it's Jason. Well, it's actually not, it's his mom.
It's his mother. Yes.
It's his mama. And so, which just like goes to show you, like, Jason became iconic over time.
And also the thing with Jason is that so out of the big three, I think his film caliber is the weakest. His movies are a pronounced ripoff of Psycho and Halloween. Like, pronounced. They've said what their goal was, Paramount, was to make Halloween. That's what they wanted to do. And it's an exact ripoff. So these movies aren't, the old ones anyway, they're not high art. What makes them fun is the way that it's fine. No, you can't hear it.
Okay, good.
The AC kicked on, but I've never heard it on the podcast. It's been on many times. But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
That these movies aren't really made to be like the pinnacle of cinema.
Yeah. The
it's
way,
like a fun slasher movie.
Yeah,
which
they're
is
not
why
an original idea.
And the way that Jason got iconic was the way he would kill people. He was always like DIY. This is like an interesting way to like hang a body. Like he literally he was like horrorcore art stuff. Like he'd always like leave the body in a crazy compromising position, or like as we saw in this movie, they kind of paid tribute to it with like the way he'd keep trinkets in his cabin, the way he had his underground tunnels.
he's like a whole Pinterest hoe up in here.
He really is.
He's got like this like funky little lamp thing with all the camp counselors' whistles on it, and then he's got this board of all the like little camp knots and stuff. It's like very like dilapidated cottagecore, you know?
Yeah.
Like the candles.
Yeah, and the candles and the string lights in the bathroom. There's this great scene where they're in the bathroom and there's this like deep bathtub and there's like these little like string light Edison bulb type things almost, and then a bunch of candles everywhere. And I've literally been in like college apartments looking just like that.
So,
correct.
So the movie starts out with 5 campers. Yeah, 5. Right? That's right.
Yeah, because there's 2 couples and then the one guy.
And then who was me in many periods of my life? The guy, the funny guy.
Motorin.
Yeah, that was you though. That moment was
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
That's me. That's me as soon as I get in my car by myself.
So these campers show up. You can distinctly see the only person with like any sort of like backstory right on display immediately. It's the one who has the sick mother. Like it's so obvious right off the bat. This character
they do
has
not really
development.
bother to like make these characters.
No, they're literally there to find weed.
Yeah. Weed is like a heavy, and this is something I noticed too, because we watched the fucking Texas Chainsaw remake recently, and that plot line was very like weed heavy, like that. Like, why is weed kickstarting all of these horror remakes?
It's Michael Bay.
It's because of who Michael Bay is as a person, but I just thought it's funny, like how much weed is a factor in this movie to the point that it's like almost a stoner movie.
Yeah. And it's got a lot of stoner movie logic too, but it's not. So we go through. By the way, I just want to say I pretty much hate all the beginning characters before the title card. Not all of. I don't hate them, but they're not as interesting as the characters to come after.
But
you don't like hate them as much. Like they don't. Like you almost love to hate the second characters.
But this is the longest pre-title card scene ever.
Yeah,
it
it
is
really
literally
is.
25 minutes.
Jesus.
And yeah, like all the beginning characters are just nothing characters.
But you don't.
And they're
But you don't
also-
know that though, and that's kind of what it almost has like a Psycho vibe, you know, in the sense that like all these characters, you're like. We talk about Death Proof later, and I'm not going to get into it right now. But it's there's similar concepts where it's like you're thinking there's some characters are going to be a certain thing, and then they're not.
Yeah.
And I think it was so funny watching this with you guys because both Bridget and Franny at different points like, oh my god, is the movie literally about to end? Because all these characters were
Which
just
is
getting
crazy that I
chopped.
thought that because I've seen so much further into the movie.
Yeah.
I think Jared Padalecki horror movies all blend together in my head.
So
There's
Cry
so
Wolf,
many.
House of Wax.
Yeah,
Friday
exactly.
the
They're
13th.
all the same thing.
I love House of Wax like an inordinate amount.
We'll get to it one day.
We'll get there.
This has actually got a lot of similarities to House
It
of Wax
does.
too. The fact that it's a remake, the fact that it's a brother sister story, you know, like it's very much that style. Granted, very different outcomes, but that's fine.
Correct. And also like these characters are very like blatantly there to give us exposition.
Yeah,
Like,
but you know what though?
But it's not like the worst thing in the
Yeah.
world.
No, it's not terrible.
For me, a movie about a camp killer where they give the exposition at a campfire kind of vibes for me.
Yeah, I like it's
That's
not
fine.
And it helps that the Wade character is funny. Like,
Yeah.
he's kind of a dumbass, but he's also kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, basically, they're just sitting around the campfire and they're like, "Yeah, there's this dude, this kid. He drowned at this camp. His mom killed all the camp counselors, and he watched one of them behead his mom. That's what happened. It's pretty fucked up, huh?" And then, like, boom, we know exactly what's happening from here on out.
And then what?
And it's kind of nice because, like, you don't have to worry about like this movie would be so much worse if they had tried to do like an origin story, which was kind of the original conception of this movie was to like do an origin story.
It's like a soft reboot.
Yeah.
And then also what this movie did better than the original series, and I'll just say that right out the bat. This movie actually explains by actually giving us a long period of time where Jason grows up, why Jason's now an adult. Between Friday the 13th Part 1 and Friday the 13th Part 2, Jason is all of a sudden a full-grown man. That doesn't make any fucking sense. In this film, it gives you a space and time in which he's running around the woods. He's digging these tunnels. He's building up his like little Pinterest house. He's eating rats.
He's killing people.
It works a lot better. But anyway, so basically two of the characters go off and they go to fuck. You know, it's a horror movie. By the way, there's a substantial amount of titty in this movie.
Oh, there's a lot of tit in
This is
movie.
like, it's almost like as a straight man, I'm going to say this. There's like too much tit in this movie. Like that's one of the demerits for me. It feels really titty heavy.
There are parts of this movie which are softcore porn.
Yeah. And
yeah.
yet again, we can talk about Michael Bay, Platinum Dunes. That's clearly what they wanted.
He just does that shit. And I mean, it doesn't. Like to me, the Friday the 13th movies have always been kind of tit heavy. There's always kind of been a lot of tit.
This is next level though.
Yeah, and like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I enjoy a certain amount of tit. You know.
Well, yeah.
And like, I like a good like slasher movie like this to have a good balance of like tits and then blood and guts. I like them to like kind of have an equal amount of both.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one was just like there was a little more tit
Yeah.
and not
A little more, dude. There was a lot
Like
of
a
more.
lot.
yeah, there was a lot more tit. Like the tit to guts ratio was not correct for me.
There were 2 extended simulated sex scenes in this
Yes,
film.
and it felt so long.
Yeah.
Right.
And like it was very like they would be having sex, and I'm specifically thinking about Trent and what's her face.
Trent and
Bree.
Yeah.
Great.
Those lines.
But like we have to talk, but like they would be fucking, and then other characters would be like running around getting murdered, like trying to stop Jason from killing them, and then we would just go back to them and they would still be fucking.
You got perfect titty placement, baby.
No, it's
It was
perfect
for
nipple
nipple
placement.
Nipple placement, you're right. No, that's so fucked up that I got that wrong because I said that for like 10 years.
Your tits are stupendous.
Yeah, your tits are stupendous. Yeah, perfect nipple placement. No, me and my buddies say that to each other all the time because
That's
I saw
hilarious.
this movie on release night, midnight premiere, and it was so crowded, guys, that all of us had to sit separately. And I met this dude who did rap on Facebook. He was really nice. He sat next to me. He ended up working at the movie gallery in my town too. But I saw this movie opening night, and it was a fucking experience. And that's how I know that everybody wants to hate on this movie. Everyone who went and saw it that opening weekend, which were obviously a lot of Friday fans, but also just a lot of general audience, everybody loved it when we walked out of the cinema. So this is all backlog hatred of it's not what it should have been. This is all cinemaphile litmus test. It's not as good as the other movies because it's not the same style. This movie was so fucking good.
Yeah, I actually really liked this movie. There are things about it that I don't like, but on the whole, like, it's a fun horror movie to watch.
Yeah.
It's I feel like a lot of horror reboots and remakes and stuff
are bad
and
and
because
soulless. This one has a soul,
right? And also because they try to do way too much. They try to make it more than it is. And it's like, for me, like, I'm perfectly content to see the occasional tit and Jason just running around slashing bitches. Like, that's good enough for me. I'm fine with it.
Give us comic relief characters,
right?
Give us people that are like just as stressed in their ordinary situation, almost as they are while being chased by Jason.
Right.
But anyway, so to deal with the first group of campers, John Lynch, as I call him, or Jane Stamos, because the boyfriend in this movie looks like a mashup of Jane Lynch and John Stamos.
It's kind of weird.
It's so accurate though. He gets killed. The other couple that were getting on their fuck got killed, and then obviously the Wade character got killed right away. First off, the character who's the funniest.
The one
Gone.
scene
Which scene?
that you have a name for.
Oh yeah. And there's this scene where one of the characters and his girlfriend are playing, as I coined it, peekaboo titty behind their friend's back.
They are.
They really. I mean, it's peekaboo titty. It's like, oh, look at this. Look, like it's like literally how you play peekaboo with a baby, but with tits. And when the friend turns
that
around,
girl kind of had some weird tits too.
They were super fake tits.
They were like so like there's something unnatural about these tits.
That was like,
I thought that might have been the other antagonist for the film if Jason didn't show up. Like the tits were actually like coming to life, like evil long.
Like those things were rock fucking solid.
Yeah, they did like a whole sex scene and like they didn't move. They just stayed in
no,
one space.
Like, titty jiggle at all.
Yeah.
Because they were fake as fuck.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, this is what we expect.
She's a beautiful woman, but those tits were weird.
But no, like that scene is so ridiculous and would not pass in a normal feature film. But because we're dealing with a Friday the 13th, like that's why I feel like this movie does catch a lot of the essences. Because you can't play peekaboo titty in like, you know, like a David Fincher film. Like this is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, like
bitch.
you have an expectation that you're like, this movie's just gonna be a fucking like blood and guts fest, and like that's good.
It's you know, it's just debauchery, ridiculousness, like
and like that's something that I feel like the Halloween movies, and also to an extent Nightmare on Elm Street, but Nightmare on Elm Street is a little bit more silly. But like they don't really have that like ability just to be like fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and when they do, here's the difference. When a movie's like that gross and sexual, and it's a Friday movie, you're like, yes. When it's that way and it's a Halloween movie, you're like no.
Like what?
Like Halloween 5 is a harsh movie because they kind of try to do that. They kind of almost copy back, like they steal back from Friday, and it doesn't work out well. Like it just doesn't work. And then Nightmare found that perfect balance, but for me, it's just like not as remarkable as Halloween. But
I mean, I think that is where this movie kind of like captures the essence of the originals, because the originals were always very like I said before, they were very tit heavy. There was a lot of fucking, there was a lot of like slashing. And a lot of gore that like the original like Halloween movie, for example, did not have.
And people want to complain about the characters, but aside from Friday 4 and Friday 6, the characters in Friday the 13th are always just meatbags. Like they're not good characters. And people want to complain about how these characters are bad. I don't think all of them are even that bad. I think a lot
decent ones.
I think a lot of them are bad. I think, you know, like the dude who like takes her out on the boat later.
Yeah.
Is pretty bad.
Drew Padalecki's good, and his sister's good for what we see of her.
His sister's good. I like both comic relief characters. I like Chewie. I think he's really funny.
I love Chewie.
Yeah.
I like
Chewie's death hit me hard, dude.
Yeah, dude, for
I was
sure.
so upset about Chewie.
But,
and then like they give you, they're so good to do this. They give you the most hateable character like ever, and then it's very frustrating but very rewarding because they wait so long to kill him.
They let you
and
really
it's like,
sit
oh my
there.
god, I wish Trent would just die.
Yeah.
Like what kind of motherfucker invites people to their house, says make yourself at home, my place is your place, now get your fucking feet off my table.
Yeah,
you know
he was just
who
like a
does
dick.
that? You know who does that? That's some Shannon shit right there. Shannon's my mother. Is she not? Like, we were just talking about how the first time you ever
No,
like
she's
were
definitely
there
your
and you
mother.
met her.
Wait, weren't you not allowed to lay on couches?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so she got a new couch.
I was so pissed. I was so upset. You have no idea.
So there's two living rooms in her house, right? There's like the one like that's like really close to where you enter the house, and
Yeah.
then there's like the big living room by the kitchen. And so the big living room got new couches. And you are not allowed to lay on those couches.
She's allowed to lay.
You can sit on the couches. You can maybe you can tuck your feet up, but you are not allowed to be horizontal in any way, shape, or form on that couch.
Unless your
That's what
name
the
is
other
Shannon.
couch is for. You'll go in and go to do it, and she'll be like, "Don't you lay on my couch?"
I love that she lays on the couch.
Oh yeah, she can do it. And you know why?
Why?
I bought the motherfucker, Madison.
That's literally a quote I've heard so many times.
Is Ron allowed to lay on it?
No,
Absolutely
bought it
not.
too.
No.
he's too big to lay on that. I mean, not like in height. You know, they're not big enough for it. But I don't think he'd ever try it. I don't think he would.
I just would love to see the dynamic of it if he tried it. What would happen?
Ron, are you laying on my couch? Ron. That's what she sounds like. That's my Shannon impression. You all haven't met her listening, but it's very good.
Speaking of mothers, so the character in the
speaking of
movie,
moms.
one of the characters in the movie, the sole survivor of the first group of kids, looks just like Jason's mother, which is a callback to an older Friday the 13th film where a child psychologist goes to like a camp and she looks just like Jason's mother and she uses that against him. There's tons of Easter egg references
Yeah, and I
to
appreciate
all these
that.
old movies. That's why, yet again, I get annoyed when people say they don't pay tribute enough. Like, this movie is covered with it. They literally have the fucking bus from Friday 6 that burst into flames in the woods. Like, the exact same bus. So, there's that. But anyway, we get all these people murdered. Peekaboo Titty happened. And then we get
It's
the
like
title
a
card.
month later.
1 month later, you see
Yeah.
Jared Padalecki. He's on a motorcycle.
Yes. And fucking Trent and his fucking friends are going to go to his daddy's. He calls it a cabin. It's not a cabin.
It's a fucking mansion.
It's a cabin unlike any I've ever seen.
And Danielle
Um,
Panabaker.
Yeah.
Read and weep herself.
And Sky High. I would love to do Sky High on this podcast. Can we do that?
Are you asking me
Like
if
someday.
we're allowed to do?
No, I'm asking the whole gang.
Yeah,
Like, can
we'll
we
do
do
it.
Sky
Yeah.
High someday?
Let's do
Yeah.
it with something. Let's do it with a really dark superhero movie.
Yes.
Let's do it with like fucking Watchmen.
That would be great. Sorry, just spitballing.
Yeah.
I just love Sky High a lot.
I'd say Joker, but it's already been done.
You know
Sky
why
High's
you know
great.
why I love Sky High? It's because fucking Kurt Russell's in it.
Yeah, and he's really great in it
Oh
too.
my
God,
God,
he is?
Oh yeah.
He's the dad.
I haven't seen it since I was little. We have Disney Plus.
Hell yeah.
I know.
But anyway, Jared Padalecki is the brother of the girl who looked like Jason's mom.
Yeah.
Whitney.
And so Whitney. And now he is trying to find her, and the cops in the town say, she probably just ran off with her boyfriend. He's like, no, she would never do that.
And the thing is,
Also-
all these police officers and everybody in this town, they know.
Also,
Yes.
I have another theory that Jared Padalecki plays the same character in everything.
He does a little bit, just like a
I'm
good
sorry.
brother.
No, disagree.
What?
House of wax and Friday the 13th
well,
are
House
two
of Wax.
totally different characters.
House of Wax is like the only one where like he's a different character than he is
Cry
in everything
Wolf.
else.
I haven't
this
seen Cry
movie.
Wolf.
I don't know.
But
It's the same.
it
It's
is
all
kind
the
of similar.
same.
I think what you're trying to say is that this is Sam.
Yeah,
little
this
bit.
is
I feel
Sam.
like
and trust me, listeners, we will be getting into the supernatural.
Yeah, we
of it
have
all
a
little
supernatural.
later.
So at the end of this podcast,
We're gonna have to digress a little bit.
we'll have a supernatural spoiler thing.
but it's important and it's worth talking about.
But I'll timestamp it.
Yes.
He's Sam in it, and he's also Dean from Gilmore Girls.
yeah,
like
I
he's
don't
the
feel
same
like
character.
Dean. I don't feel like Dean is the same character though.
It's all the same.
I don't
baby.
think it is.
I promise
I wouldn't
you.
know.
I've watched a good amount of Gilmore Girls, and I don't think that Dean from Gilmore Girls and Sam are the
Which
same.
by the way, eventually a test pilot will have a Gilmore Girls episode.
Yeah,
Not
baby.
to self plug again. Look out for that. Anyway, sorry.
So
that was all I was saying.
he's looking around on his little motorcycle.
But some flyers, and Trent's a fucking dick to him for no reason.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you gonna buy something? You're gonna fucking
so
move."
he goes to the gas station. The guy at the gas station.
kind of dicky to him, but just because they know.
The guy at the gas station. I'm trying to get through this. People know
Yeah.
what we're talking about. The guy at the gas station's like a little comic relief character playing absolute tribute to the same gas station worker in one of the other Friday the 13th movies. Pretty much has the same line of dialogue as that guy, minus he added a fart noise in this one. Very tasteful.
Right,
This is high art, as you can tell.
But Clay, aka Jared Padalecki, is at the front, and he's like trying to be like, "Well, can I just give you these? Can you hand these out?" Like, and there's these flyers of his missing sister, and this Trent guy's like, "Get out of the way! I need to buy water and gas." Like, you're gonna be up there all, just being a fucking douchebag.
Like, you're gonna buy something, or
You're gonna buy something, you're just gonna fucking jerk me off, like,
Right.
let's go kiss. He's really upset, and
Like, for absolutely no reason at all.
yeah.
right.
And they have like a little squabble where he gets up to the counter. He's like, "I guess I'm the asshole." He's like, "You got a problem?" He's like, "No, I don't got a problem. I'm not your buddy." And it ends up with Jared Padalecki putting a poster of his sister on the back of the dude's van. And then we digress to
And a real got him
yeah,
moment.
which was really good. Yeah, and then you see this cabin like you were saying, and it is fucking ridiculous, guys. Like, it is absolutely the most expensive looking thing I've ever seen.
It's literally a mansion in the woods. Instead of a cabin in the woods, it's a mansion in the woods.
It looks like Until Dawn.
And like Trent, Trent brought these people here just so that they knew that he was rich.
He had a nice house.
But he doesn't want them to like touch anything.
And he's clearly like dating Danielle Panabaker, and I could not see her wanting to fuck anyone less than him.
Well, he's a dick.
Well, like,
No.
who can blame her, dude?
I mean-
But at the same time, just dump his ass.
Yeah.
Right, like, why are you with him, bro?
She's falling under the same thing that she's like accusing him of like putting people under. Like, you only here to show off your nice stuff. Well, why are you with him? You want to look at his nice stuff.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
He's an asshole. He doesn't hide it. You got to give him that. He doesn't hide
he's
it.
very
Like, he
upfront.
is-
Like, he is an asshole.
Yeah.
And
What you
that's
see
just
is
who he
what you
is.
get, dude.
I never got a vibe that he was trying to, even when he was like sweet talking her, he was not stopping being an asshole.
Right.
So yeah, I get a little frustrated with her character because I'm like, well, you came out here in the woods with him.
Her character is very bland.
And it doesn't match up to her actions do not match up to the character she portrays. She portrays like a caring person who's very thoughtful, and then she's dating the worst man on the planet.
Yeah.
I just find it a little frustrating for me.
Yeah.
But
Like, you would think she'd be like, stop being a fucking dick if she was like so caring.
No,
but,
I will
like,
say, like, I've known some amazing girls just to date these, like, shit bad guys, and the other way around. I've known these, like, amazing dudes to date these just, like, asshole chicks, and I'm like, what are you doing?
still on them
Yeah.
though. Still on them just as much.
Right.
You gotta-
But, I mean, it does happen.
Yeah, it does. But I would refuse to believe that to this extent.
Yeah.
That's a part of the
Yeah.
unbelievability. And then this is where I see what some people are saying, where there's some characters that I can tell are cannon fodder right away. The other blonde guy, the other quintessential blonde young adult, and his blonde girlfriend that looks also
Discount
just like
Owen Wilson?
yeah, they look not only so similar to the other two blondes in this movie, but have no personalities.
Yeah, the whole thing is like, we're going to go to the lake, and Trent's like, don't touch my boat. And he's like, well, I'm going to touch the boat now. He's finding Nemo up in the bitch like he's going to touch that
Yeah, he's
boat.
gonna touch the butt, dude.
And subsequently he does, and subsequently he gets killed for...
In such a, it was so
It's so
funny,
fucking badass.
but it was so badass, so badass.
Like, he gets shot with an arrow, like, through the eye.
And
it's
like,
Which is
amazing.
impressive.
Yeah, from the back of the head. So his head like lands on like the fucking steering wheel and his foot is still on the gas. So he just starts like fucking booking it at her.
And then he hits her right in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Which
Also,
that
Jason
scene-
coming at him with my classic, like, that's my classic D&D. If I get to pick the way a character dies, we're going arrow straight through the eyeball, baby.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
Yeah.
But
So I
that
appreciate that. And then I was also like, where did this man learn archery? And then I was like, oh, wait, he went to summer
He's
camp.
at a summer
Yeah.
camp, yeah. Not only
He
that, but
had so much practice.
he's got like 20, 30 years of nothing but training time. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's
Right.
pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I did go to a Kentucky hunting and fishing camp as a
I
child.
never went to summer
Oh,
camp.
wow.
I don't really know what that's like.
And Camp Crystal Lake's technically in New Jersey for anybody who's
I
wondering.
know,
Fun
but like
fact.
I'm saying, like
No, I'm not saying, I
very,
just thought it was fun
very
fact.
much on
That
that.
is
But
interesting.
that
I don't
fucking
know. Did you
scene.
go to, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
The scene, like right when he hits her with the boat, is so fucking jarring. Like you see water like splashing all over the lens and shit, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
it like bright lights. It's fucked up.
I will say her scream after she sees him and starts swimming away is kind of funny. I can't help
Yeah.
it.
Her whole kill sequence is great.
But the way
Really
she starts
is.
swimming, she goes, "Ah!" and she starts, and you just see like kind of her flobbing around. But her dock scene where she's murdered.
That's
like
so
great.
Because I for a second thought that she was gonna make it and get killed later. But
just
no.
the hook, line, and sunk her ass. It was bum, bum, bum.
Like, I think that was some of my favorite scenes of the movie.
And then before that scene, because he has his mask in that scene, we get to see the introduction of him getting his mask.
Which is kind of a cool scene.
It's a cool scene, but it's the leading up scene is my least favorite scene in this whole film.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That man is so disgusting.
It's just like some lonely boy.
But doesn't it make it so great when Jason kills the shit out of him?
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
It's a good moment for sure.
Also, the insinuation, although I know it's really that it's because he was near the woods, but for me, I always took it as he stole Jason's weed. That's how I always thought of it.
Yeah, I like to believe that like that weed is how Jason has been like living. Because like at some point he's gonna have to like get new clothes or whatever, you know. Like he. You think
he's been dealing?
Yeah,
like, that's how he gets his money.
Oh yeah, I love the idea that he's been dealing. For me, that's what I like to think.
Like,
so I know this guy in the woods, dude. Just like don't say anything to him. Don't take off your shirt.
Like don't be fucking weird. Like
don't
just
like legit. Like don't kiss her in front of him because then you're dead. Like what do you mean you're
like
dead?
no, like he's fucking crazy.
You remember Ricky? Dead. Dead, baby.
Right, so like the local teens are like getting their weed from Jason.
I feel like in high school
I
would have bought my weed in Minecraft from Jason.
I love that like once weed's legalized, like we'll have the horror stories of what it was like buying weed illegally in Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
right,
Because you really will do just about anything. Like
Especially when you're like in high school.
like,
And
let's
shit.
ride in a car with this guy for 3 hours while he blasts Pantera and eventually gives us some of the weed that we bought, but smokes some of it too. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
Listen to Pantera in Minecraft.
That's my favorite band in Minecraft.
But no, those would be really fun stories. And I feel like
To tell the kids, you know.
I feel like no, because here's the thing. We talk like, for instance, like we used to tell like, all right, we used to have to stand in one room in order to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. If you told kids
Right.
at our age or like, you know, the next generation under us, that's a weird idea.
Yeah, and like if one person was talking on the phone, only one person could talk on the phone.
Yeah, 2 generations removed, when we tell them about how we bought weed.
They're gonna be like, "What the
They're
fuck
like,
are you
"Oh
talking
my
about? You don't
God."
just go to the weed store?
Yeah, like why don't
The
you
dispensary, like
why didn't you just go to Walmart?
Why didn't you just like get it on Amazon?
yeah.
Fucking dumbass.
Like, dude, we literally like I have some like I have some right now. They have like pot leaf fucking.
We had to go
backpacks
to
at
random
school.
houses. We had to get in sketchy situations. Text
In my
random
house.
numbers.
I dealt with a man who told me that he was a werewolf. That's true.
in Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
No, he was a werewolf in real life, apparently. It was our friend, one of our friend Cody's boyfriend, who was like, "Hey, I have this weed in Minecraft, and I'm gonna, if you guys want some, you can come over and buy it." And we had to sit there and listen to him talk about the full moon.
Yeah,
Legit.
he said he gets weird on the
And I
full
was like,
moon.
"That's
I
great."
hate this.
Sativa or indica in Minecraft,
And he said,
and he said hybrid, like me.
Oh God.
"That's the worst
Did
thing."
he actually say that?
No, but how good would that have been?
That would have been so funny.
But I like the idea of Jason selling weed is just as dangerous as how people actually get weed.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
right, that's why I like to believe it. Like I feel like there are kids out there who would buy weed
He's
from
out there
Jason.
peddling it. Like, he's got his little bags have like little hockey mask stickers on them.
Yes. God.
He's got his little burner phone.
Yeah, his little burner.
and like
When you call him, he's like, so that's him blowing the in Minecraft, by the way.
in Minecraft.
Right, yeah.
Kids are walking up to Jason and they're like, "So how much can I get for like $17?" And he's like,
He's like,
"But a man's got to make a living."
because that also insinuates that he like goes to the normal store. Like, here's the thing with, all right, we talked about this with Michael, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we didn't talk about it on the podcast. Remember this in our normal life.
We should have talked about it on the podcast.
We didn't.
'cause
We
it is
hadn't,
funny.
hadn't yet like done that. Like we hadn't yet watched those movies.
Oh, right,
That's
right,
what
right.
came to conclusion.
That's true.
But Michael in one of the Halloween movies has like fresh spices, and we imagine he like goes to Whole Foods and shit. So like that's works because if Michael takes off his mask, he's just a guy.
yeah.
If Jason takes off his mask, he's what Bridget likes to scream at as far as hairline goes, like the whole movie.
It's not a hairline. It's not the hairline. It's the hair itself.
He looks like he was stepped on.
Oh my!
Jesus.
Just a little like spread out, you know.
He looks like when you start playing Mario 64 and you get to like move Mario's face around all crazy. That's what he
stretch
looks
it a
like.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
When
a
you're-
me.
He just,
Stinky.
I think as the character said, the mannequin man, that shit is not right.
That shit ain't right.
And that shit ain't
And
right.
like that's the only real thing he said the whole movie that made sense.
Yeah.
Also, why did we have
that shit
to?
wasn't right. What?
What are you looking at?
I just like to look
That?
at the poster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
you look
But
concerned.
why
You look
did
shish
we have-
Yeah, I
concerned.
was just looking at it.
Why did we have to watch that like fucking gross man caress these mannequin titties?
Because we wanted to feel, they wanted us to feel a little bit of empathy for Jason when the guy says that shit about his face and him killing him. It's like, okay, well, you know what? That guy was an asshole. I'm glad Jason killed him.
yeah,
And he was gross. So like, I don't feel any qualms about this man.
Yeah, that was a satisfying kill moment. But yeah, so like, yeah, like Jason has to go and buy little baggies.
and like he has string lights and shit.
Like-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that stuff wasn't
Like,
laying around the
no.
camp.
Well, it probably was.
I mean, it
actually.
probably was because it's just summer camp.
I guess, but
And we actually,
but
we
as
were,
I said before,
we were talking about the electric. He does literally run by a generator, so you see
okay,
his generator.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
But as I said before, like he's got to get clothes. I mean, because
What's
he wasn't
eating?
a boy
Is he
forever.
only eating rat. Yeah,
Well,
true.
he could be washing clothes, and he also.
Well, but he can't wear the stuff that he was wearing when he was at the summer
I
camp
mean,
at 12. You know, like that's.
I'm just
not
gonna say
work.
it's not like his clothes fit him like tailor made. They're not like super nice like Instagram ready clothes. These are clothes that are very baggy on him. He probably killed somebody a little
Yeah,
homely.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
You know what I
Probably.
mean? A woman who's like sitting around watching Golden Girls all day. He probably took one out because he's got Pam pants, as I trademarked them.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
really baggy at the. They're kind of like bell
They're
bottomy.
like gauchos, but
They're-
like ripped up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
God, remember gauchos when we all
Yes.
just like wore gauchos?
I
for
feel
no
like those are
reason?
coming back.
And that fucking like monkey from JCPenney.
And you know what?
on
That shit
everything.
was comfortable. Those gauchos were fucking
Oh my
comfortable.
god, I forgot about the monkey.
I can't
Yeah.
relate.
Well,
Yeah.
Wasn't it was like mud something?
You should have been wearing gauchos,
Yeah,
dude.
something like that.
Mm-mm.
And like the like pink and green like camo with the monkey and
Yeah.
shit. Fucked up.
But yeah,
Fucked
so
up.
I like Jason as a drug dealer. That's my
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
idea for.
I want to see that movie.
Because like, what's he doing all the other
Same.
days? It's not always Friday the 13th.
There should be a
you know?
crossover with the Friday movies, like Friday and next Friday,
Oh
with
my
Friday
god!
the
And
13th.
Jason's like,
He's their drug dealer,
bro.
But then something awry happens. They have
Yeah.
they maybe have like premarital sex, and it's like he's going after him now. So it's Ice Cube versus Jason.
That's amazing.
God, yes.
Hire us. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we doing this podcast when we could have been writing that script?
It's not like he's above it. There was a movie concept where he was it was Jason versus Carrie, and then they lost the rights to Carrie, so they just made someone like Carrie and still made the movie.
Right.
And then
What?
and then there's Freddy versus Jason.
yeah, and
He's not
Jason
high
X
art. Jason X
exists.
Jason X is the worst.
That's Criterion. That's
But
that's
it has,
high art.
It has a
I love
fucking
that
great
movie.
kill in it.
What'd you say?
It has a great
That
kill
liquid
in it.
nitrogen kill?
Yeah.
Everything about
Bitch.
that movie's amazing. I love it.
It's so good. We gotta watch it.
It's so good.
Bridget, you gotta see it. It's so good.
Maybe next Friday the 13th we
I
can do
really
Jason
wanna.
X.
The greatest thing is there's a lot of Friday the 13th. So
Yeah,
who
you
knows
just
when
keep
it's
doing
next?
it.
We just got to pay attention to the calendar, or we'll miss one.
Correct. We will.
We're just like we'll definitely miss one on accident.
Yeah, but we'll try. We'll do our best.
But
Someone will email us, you know, like, you fucking missed it, dumbasses.
maybe we should just do all the reviews and just have them floating in purgatory. Just randomly post them.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
that's
have, like-
pretty close
On a
to what we
random
do
Friday.
already.
We
Anyway.
have like opinions that are like 3 years old and shit, just like coming up. It's like
Right.
I really just don't know about this whole Joe Biden thing. But anyway, fuck.
yeah,
So the movie.
the movie.
So
The movie.
what did you think about it, Franny?
It took. Oh, I was looking for the next Friday the 13th. It's in August 2021.
Oh
But,
wow.
Oh wow, so we got a good while. Sorry
Yeah.
guys.
We'll probably do something. Before
Yeah,
then.
I mean-
when we have to eventually get through
We'll
the
probably
nightmare stuff
post
because
before
we
then
have to get to
once.
Nightmare Part 2.
it's so important to me that we do that.
And I think Freddie.
That's possible.
Yes.
I think, like I said when we watched it, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is probably my favorite horror movie sequel to
You know what we
exist.
should do when Godzilla versus King Kong comes out? Did it already come out? No, I don't think it did.
Fuck, I don't fucking
Godzilla
know.
versus King Kong. We should pair with Freddy versus Jason.
Nice.
There you go.
I like that.
That'd
That's
be fun.
I like this movie. Again, there is a lot of access. Access?
Hello?
Assess?
Hello?
Access tit?
Access.
But
Can I access that tit, girl?
Excessive tit?
excessive tit. That's the word I was looking for.
We got there eventually,
But,
ladies and gentlemen.
Adhesive tit?
Adhesive tit.
That would be
Stupendous
something.
tits?
What'd you say?
Stupendous tits?
Stupendous tits?
The fucking kills in this movie,
Perfect
though.
nipple placement, baby.
Shut the fuck up. Regardless of how shitty the Jason movie is, the kills are always great. And that's all that matters, right?
Yeah,
In the
I
long run?
think that's pretty true, yeah.
That's all that fucking matters. I like the ending. I like the sibling survival thing. I think that's a cool dynamic.
Or
Logan was
did
kind of
they?
talking about that. Oh,
True.
yeah.
Or did they indeed?
The final jump out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
You never know. They always leave you with that little cliffhanger. But no, I think it was all around like a fun movie. It was decent.
And you know what it was also for having so much of a front end clip. It was gracefully short.
Yeah, it,
Yeah,
did,
hour
it
Hour
didn't
and a
need
half,
to be.
you're in, you're out.
The pacing was pretty good. I liked
Yeah.
it. I wish that the beginning, pre-title card was a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I could.
But other than that, the pacing was good though. I didn't get bored watching it.
The way that Jason goes about killing people doesn't need to be a long, drawn out process.
No.
Right.
It just
you
has to be
run
awesome.
around hacking
Yeah.
motherfuckers. And what was I gonna say? And yeah, and I feel like the kills are pretty evenly spaced.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if it takes too long to get to the next one, it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I can only watch these kids be idiots for so long.
Yeah, for sure. It didn't make you watch too much of the idiocy because it gets a little droning at times when you're just watching pointless, shallow characters be dumb. You know? You didn't get too much of that. You got just the right amount.
And what I will say is that there is a lot of comic relief in this movie. The comic relief characters are actually funny, which is a good thing
for sure.
Yeah.
to have. So
It was Chewy, and what was the other guy's name? The guy who started his rap label. Do you remember?
God, I don't know.
Was it
I was gonna say Wade, but that's the other guy.
no?
God,
It's
what is his
Josh
name?
or something. I don't know.
I can't remember now.
But yeah, like we were saying, it is just almost a stoner movie. It's got the same comedic level.
In some ways, it feels like if Judd Apatow made a horror movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's still got some serious elements to it. It's still a good movie.
But
Yeah.
it's still a popcorn movie too, you know? You can watch this, not watch any other Friday the 13th and still have a great time.
If anything,
As evidenced by Bridget, it tells you
Yeah.
exactly what you need
Yeah.
to know.
I think that it's great that it really kind of captures so much right away.
Yeah. I think the only scene I don't really like in this movie is the first scene with the flashback of his mom.
Really, I thought that was really effective.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it.
I guess. I don't know. I just
didn't
feel
know anything about.
yeah, true. If you don't know the backstory, I just feel if I could take that clip and move it, kind of resplice it
I
into
do see
later.
what you're saying though, because
Yeah,
they show it to us, but then they also tell us again later.
exactly.
okay,
If
no,
I could have it
not exactly,
flashback
though.
type.
I hear what you're saying, but the thing is that it tells us that much. It gives us a visual of the fact that he was a kid. That's important. And then secondly, when the story's told again, it explains more of the lore. It gives you the idea that, okay, he did even more after this. If they would have just had a long ass gray or black and white scene where then he also goes off and kills more people, it would have been too much. And that, and also this was the title, this was the credits, opening credits scene. So I think it built up tension effectively enough without us having to be annoyed with credits being on the screen during major plot points.
Oh, okay.
So
that's fine.
I kind of protect it. But I also think it would have been nice if we could have got the black and white flashback stuff intermediately spliced in with Wade telling the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
I
just
agree.
feels
Because it feels like we just saw this happen.
and
So
it
if we
feels so
would've
out of
seen
place because there's nothing else like it throughout the whole movie.
If we would have seen also more of what he was explaining, people wouldn't feel like they already got told it because he is saying more.
yeah.
He's saying that the dude came back and killed people. That's not something that was said in
Right.
the beginning. So it would have helped if that was there. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying though. For me, I think my least favorite scene is probably the sex scene.
I was
between-
gonna say that too. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't like it
It's
at all.
really intense, and also
Yeah.
it officially makes the Tristan character, is that his name right, Tristan?
Trent.
Trent.
Sorry,
Trent.
the Trent character, officially an asshole. Like no questions asked. It was pretty much clear before, but the moment where you yell at your girlfriend that you're busy fucking somebody else, You are an asshole.
Yeah, that's fun.
Especially because she was just trying to save his life.
Yeah.
Right, and he's like, shut the fuck up.
He literally yelled, shut the fuck
He
up.
yelled, "We're busy in here, baby."
Like,
That's
Terrible.
way worse. Way
And he
worse.
did say
Who
both of
punch
those
him?
things. He said, shut the fuck up, and we're busy in here, baby.
He's
Yeah.
the worst
So,
man
like,
alive.
Double whammy.
Not alive anymore.
fucking
Damn right.
good.
Yeah, that kill was really.
His kill was awesome. He was like fucking he was hitchhiking away. He like just barely escaped.
After like total pussy scream.
Yeah.
Too, like total little
Oh
pussy
my God.
bitch
That
scream.
Oh
was
my
the
God.
best moment of the movie.
It really was.
Okay, so they give this character a fucking gun and he wastes like 5 bullets on just bullshit and loses it in a fucking like stream.
A pond, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was a swamp.
Swamp.
What was it?
It was like a creek.
It was
He-
something.
He
I feel
loosed
like
it in
that,
like a
what
creek.
body of water
Yeah.
it was so important.
It's
we gotta
not,
tell it.
But he fucking lost the gun within like 5 minutes of having
That's
it.
because this man has never faced adversity. He doesn't know what
Yeah.
the fuck
No.
he's doing.
No, like he should have gave the gun to Jared Padalecki and they would have gotten out.
That would have made him less
So
of a
much
man
faster.
to do that. So he would never.
And also, like, I love how Jared Padalecki is, "You have a gun? Let's go!" Like, that would be my vibe, too. Like, he was so angry. He's like, "You have a gun, you dumb motherfucker? Why are we still here?"
And he even
Right.
is like, give me the gun. Like, and he just fucking doesn't. And he fumble fucks the whole thing. So he starts getting away and tries to hitchhike and somebody pulls over and like his dumb ass is trying to see if it's Jason and fucking gets killed by Jason and like fucking like nailed like to the back of the truck with
like
the
almost
machete.
crucified
Yeah,
on it.
almost like crucified. Yeah, that was
And
good.
it's awesome.
And then like dragged away.
And the best part is he's still alive the whole time he's on screen while he's driving. While you see him, like, struggling, it's like, that dude's gonna die.
And the best part about it is the truck driver who sees Jason, he's just like, nope,
Nope.
none
I
of
know
my
what that
business.
I know what that shit is. Let's go.
Yeah, like everybody in the town just like knows about this shit.
Like, yeah, we don't go over there. For good reason.
When people get lost, they're gone for good.
You're just like, yeah, okay.
That lady's delivery, I was like, oh shit. Meanwhile, our dog is freaking out because there's a dog on the TV. He literally jumps over the ottoman and runs at the TV.
Yeah.
So upset.
Oh gosh.
He's like, I want a friend, but we're like, no.
I mean, what else do we have to say about it?
I would
I mean-
give this movie.
I have some
Oh.
unrelated
Oh.
things.
All right, well, let me
say,
just
but I think we should.
let me just say one last thing about it.
Yes.
I think, and this is controversial because I know people fucking have mixed feelings about this movie. I think this is the best horror remake that came out of the 2000s. I think it's better than Texas Chainsaw.
I would agree with that.
I think it's better than Nightmare on Elm Street.
I would have to watch it again to know that, but I think this one's pretty good.
I mean, it's just exactly what it needs to be, and it also like it doesn't painfully take us through the origin, which is the most annoying part. Like I get that
Yeah.
a lot of people like the way Rob Zombie did it, but a lot of these other horror sequel or remakes did not like take you through the beginning of it effectively. It was just like a fucking retread.
Yeah.
Like Black Christmas from 2006. Awful. Awful.
Yeah, it's like you don't need all of it.
No.
You don't need all that.
So I think it was really good.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
agree. I mean, I've never seen the originals, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's nothing like as far as like quality control though, I feel like the Friday the 13th movies aren't exactly like quality films. They're good.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it for what it is. It's exactly that.
Yeah, so if you're cool with just like dumb 80s slashers, if you want to see like Crispin Glover breakdance in one of the movies, this is the one for you.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Corey Feldman dress up like Jason and try to stab him as a child. Very weird shit.
Yeah.
So let's do ratings.
Okay. I would give this movie I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Pretty good.
I'd say 7.5.
A 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 too.
Okay.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah, we're in the same
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right. So
Okay.
here we go into spoilers
Yeah,
of something
so this
else.
is spoilers for the most recent season of Supernatural.
The most recent episode.
And the most
as
recent
of
episode
this
of that most
recording.
recent
Franny, do you want to be spoiled for it?
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I
So,
never plan on watching past like season 13 again.
I was gonna say like you
We
shouldn't
didn't
even go
I
that
didn't
far.
even make
Yeah,
it that
no.
far, dude.
I think
Supernatural
that's
should
as
have
far as
ended
I
in
made
season
it.
5, and that's my like.
I like the one with the Leviathans, and then
That's
after
where I
that,
stopped watching it because it got too
I
stupid.
kind of liked that
Yeah, I
one.
think it was
Fair
like
enough.
season 8 or 9. For
But
me.
because Jared Padalecki is in this movie, it just feels so topical right now because we have to talk. So like if you were on Tumblr in like 2014 or not even on Tumblr, just like involved in like fandom nerd culture, then you know what I'm talking about.
Oh God.
And if you don't, then you don't. So
like we all know Franny hates fandom nerd culture.
And like I was like very enmeshed in this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, same.
So it's super hulock, right? Like if for some of you that's gonna awaken something visceral,
that makes my skin
and
crawl.
for others it's gonna be nothing.
You see, like I was so adjacent to like that kind of culture, and like I was on Tumblr too, and like I liked the stuff, but I wasn't fucking obnoxious about it.
I was fucking obnoxious.
I will be honest, I was too.
I didn't like Sherlock, but I liked all the other ones.
Okay, so you can probably you can just look at a person and know.
Yeah,
like Logan said,
definitely.
like you know that me and Bridget both watched Supernatural
Yeah,
back
you
in
can
the day.
tell.
But I fully believe like you can look at me and know that I was like a Sherlock stan beyond belief.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it should like. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Supernatural right now.
Oh no.
But yeah, so I was like deeply enmeshed in that like super hulock fandom culture. God, saying those words is like upsetting to me. Like I feel like I'm outing myself right now. And I feel like I have to get to it before anyone else does. I had this like 16th birthday party.
I wasn't even thinking about
16th too, like 16th.
What is wrong with it? It's a major birthday. It's not like I had a birthday party every year until I was 16.
It's not the fact that you had a birthday party. It's the fact you had a Supernatural
at 16.
Yeah, it was like a Supernatural cake, and like not even like it was like excessively supernatural.
It'll be on the thumbnail.
It's
so
really upsetting.
supernatural.
Like it's really upsetting.
yeah, it's
a lot.
a lot.
And I was a lot.
I just like how
me too.
You had this cake for your 16th birthday, and I had drugs in Minecraft on my 16th birthday.
Look,
like listen,
I had a different childhood. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Sometimes
I think that's why it just like amazes me so much.
Yeah, and it amazes me too. But yeah, so I was like fully enmeshed in this culture, and I think this is a thing that happens with like gay people is that like young gays like become really invested in like a gay TV show ship. Like I think that
like,
happens.
And like it does because like
it's
we
like
don't
a
have
good outlet for your homosexual thoughts.
Not to get into like how it actually is like important, but I in a real like serious note, I think representation is incredibly important.
Right.
So
and,
people seek out representation in media.
The problem is that these shows, like specifically The Super, The Who, and The Lock, did not have representation. Like it was just like gay baiting.
Yeah, it was definitely queer baiting.
Like
for
scores
15 years.
of teen girls.
Yeah, to the point where people would make like fucking fan fiction of Sam and Dean.
Okay, that's gross, and we do not associate with those motherfuckers.
But it's out there.
It is. If you wrote Wincest, that's what it's called.
I'm Franny screaming.
We're done. Bye.
Wincest shippers do not belong.
I was gonna be pissed if we actually were done.
I have much more to say.
I was like, we can't end here, dude.
Yeah, so like
no.
Yeah, that's just
disgusting. If you did that.
You're disgusting.
I can't associate with you. If I know you and we're friends.
What about Tim Poorly ending the podcast when you said that made you think we should continue on about it?
Yeah, no. So leaving that behind, but there was a group, I mean, a sustainable, like large group of people who shipped Dean and Castiel together. Yeah. Because they have a lot of like homosexual tension.
They
do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. They give you just enough to like keep these teen girls invested. But then also,
right.
But then also they're like,
no, it's got to be true. It's got to be true.
But then like everyone involved in it is like hella homophobic. And this is a little bit of a sidebar, but like Jensen Ackles, who plays Dean, there was this whole Tumblr drama because somebody handed this man an essay that they wrote that was like Dean Winchester : bisexual, and he just wrote no on it.
Didn't he like give it back?
Yeah, he gave it back and wrote no and signed it. Like what a class act he is.
I love it.
That seems, to be
It's
honest with you,
hilarious to me.
that seems like a good meme moment. You know, just like crush this weird dream that this person has.
Yeah, but
This, like,
Well-
this aggressive dream that they have. Just to crush
But-
them.
Well,
but yeah, my man's is
No,
super
I already know where you're
homophobic
going.
otherwise, but yeah, so
Wait,
recently,
is he actually homophobic? Like,
yeah,
for sure?
he like not like outwardly
I was
like
about to say, like, let's not defame him.
Oh no, like he's not like outwardly like I hate gay people and
'Cause
I'm Jensen
I've
Ackles.
liked
He's just,
things he's
like-
done. Like he did a lot of things for like animals' rights and shit. Like,
Yeah,
he's
no,
very
he's not
much an
like he's not
activist.
like outwardly homophobic, but you can tell he's kind of like gay people are icky, you know?
Okay, well, I don't know. You
don't
know,
know.
you know better than I.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't speak
it's a
on
fucking
it
understatement.
either.
I'm
So
too invested and involved. But anyway, so I just recently found out, and like I just want to have this experience because I like know for a fact like there are super luck people listening to this. I hope
there has to be.
So it's
Yeah.
like, can we talk about fucking Destiel becoming canon in this our year of the Lord 2020?
and
So
then
What?
they do fuck.
No.
And that's what, okay, so here's what happens on the show, right?
because we had to search up the
I
clip
feel like
and watch
I
it.
feel like I guessed accurately like 20 minutes before we started the podcast. You guys were like, no, but I feel like I was right.
I mean, like,
Like, yes,
no,
but no. Because, like, no fucking happened. No,
not
nothing.
literal.
But, okay, so,
No,
like, here's
like-
what happened. Castiel, right? He, like, has this, like, tearful confession to Dean. He, like, makes this deal, and, like, the moment he experiences true happiness or whatever, he'll be sent to super mega death hell. So, like, it's like hell, but, like, double. It's, like, super
It's like-
hell. It's, like, mega hell. So, in order to save Dean and get
we
this
only
moment...
know this because we like read up on it. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
I
like,
had
what
to
the
like
fuck
do
is
some reading.
happening?
I want to be clear that I do not watch Supernatural these days.
No.
But to my understanding, like in order to save Dean, he sacrificed himself by having this true
No,
happiness
it was
moment.
somebody named Jack.
No, but like in the
In
present
present
episode.
episode, got it. Sorry.
This is very weird.
I don't know what this is. Like I'm just doing
you're doing it around the microphone.
like a weird hand motion, but it's helping me get through it. So he sacrifices himself in order to save Dean, getting himself sent to this super mega hell. But
by-
the way that he achieves his true moment of happiness is by tearfully confessing to Dean that he loves him, and not just in a bro way. Like he loves him in a
Hold
gay
on.
way. And Jensen Ackles is just standing there giving us nothing. He's a brick wall, no emotion, no acting. He's like, I can't believe I have to do this right now. And
He's
so
just like literally. It looks like it's.
yeah, and he's just giving us nothing. And so he says it, and then immediately after confessing his gay love, gets sent right to mega hell. Like straight there, baby.
Wow.
He says it, he's like, Dean, I love you. And Dean's like, what? And then like the portal opens and he's just gone. He's
No, he
zip
said,
zapped
"What are you
away."
saying, man?"
Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about, man?
That's really fucking funny.
And then he shoves Dean.
that's
out of
also
the way.
really problematic.
Yup.
Yep.
And I just think that we have to talk about it. Like because we're doing
It's
this
just-
like bonus episode with Jared Padalecki, like we have to discuss the
We have
supernatural
to.
of
We
it all.
can't.
Because I can't not talk about it because it's been driving me insane.
is this the most recent episode?
Yes.
So, okay, we haven't yet elaborated on what his response will be to this then.
Yeah, no. I mean,
No,
to my
I mean-
understanding, that was like the end of the episode of therearabouts. But next week,
So,
Apparently.
there's gonna be
so who
another
knows?
episode.
Maybe you'll
Yeah.
like see like Dean like cuddling like a picture of him. Like, you don't know yet. We
and
don't
like
know
in
yet.
Brokeback Mountain, he's like hugging his like trench coat thing that he fucking wears.
Yes, I want that
also,
moment.
it wasn't even like. I mean, he said he loved you, but he said, he's like, I never knew what my true happiness could even look like. I never found an answer because the one thing I want is something I know I can't have.
Oh God!
But
so
I
it's like
think-
obvious.
Yeah, and like
but
the
I
acting in
think-
the scene is like out of this world. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
But I think I know now. Happiness isn't in the having, and it's just in being. So like in
And
just
he's
in
like-
being gay and admitting
Right,
you're
and then
gay.
going-
Wait. That doesn't sound okay. Hold on.
That seems gay. That seems
but
gay as hell.
you said that he went, "I fucking love
No,
you.
he
You're the
does.
man."
No, he also says
Okay.
I love you.
That's
But that's what he says first.
But that's what he says first. That's like leading up
That's
to
like
it.
his
Thank
lead
you.
up to the confession.
I'm like,
And then
let's be
No.
frank. If it's
no, he says it.
there,
He
you
said,
go.
"I love you, Dean," and then he shoves him out of the way, and then he goes to super mega death hell.
Does he say "I love you, Dean"? And not in like a normal kind of way? Is that literally what he says?
No, he doesn't say not in a pro way.
Okay. So there is some interpretation things
No.
going on
No,
here.
like if you watched it, you know. Like I like.
We'll have to pull it up after this.
No,
but
I'm saying that because like obviously the writers know what they're doing.
Yeah.
but they wrote it in such a way
but
that
they-
you can interpret it as straight
I
love.
don't know
Like,
if you
I
can.
guess if you were trying really, really,
if you
really
were like
hard.
super
It's just enough.
anti-gay.
I don't feel like I'm trying that hard to figure this out.
I mean,
though.
you would
But
have
you
to
also
see it, though.
haven't seen it. Like,
yeah, I
it's-
know, but
Like, it's
we're
all
talking
about the
about-
eye contact, about the...
No, I agree with you that they did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, no.
But my point is, are they saying in the show that it's canon that he's gay for him? I don't think that they're absolutely saying that. I just don't.
I don't know.
And I'm not saying that they couldn't say that. I'm saying that what you guys told me was that it was absolutely said.
Oh no, yeah, I kind of like agree that like there's a little bit of wiggle room on the whole gay
Right,
thing.
so they could be like, oh, no, we
Exactly.
didn't.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna commend them for being bold enough to at least fucking say it, but now it's twice as bad because not only are they not confirming that they're actually gay,
But they are like they're confirming, but like they're not. But
But
we
they're
are,
also
but we're not.
but not even
Right.
confirming. They're also insinuating that if you're gay, you'll go to super hell.
Yes,
So
Super
it's
mega
hell.
It's the
awful
weakest,
hell.
worst writing and
Yeah.
shittiest thing I've ever heard
Oh
in my
yeah,
life.
it's
Oh,
horrible.
yeah.
It's worse. It'd be worse. It's worse this way than it was if he just blatantly
If
said
it just
it.
never, or
Or
if it
if
just
they
That's
just
my
never
that's my
addressed it.
argument. If
Yeah.
he would have said like I love you, like I love you, then
Yeah.
it would have been like okay, at least they just fucking said it.
Right.
But now they get their fucking cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
Right.
and like
Also, literally, it doesn't even look like they acted the scene in the same place because, like, Misha Collins is like sobbing.
he's
broken
giving us
man.
everything. He's going for his like Emmy that he'll probably not get
But-
because it's not
Right,
even that
and
good.
Dean is just
Isn't
like-
the Dean character always like?
Not
No.
really. Like
He has some emotional moments.
Yeah.
But he's just like, what are you saying, man?
and like even if it's like not like he's like I'm not gay for
I
you.
gotta see this. I'm hearing this secondhand. I have to watch the clip.
Yeah, we'll have to
we'll
watch
have
it.
to-
I feel like we'll have to. Here, you know what? I'm going to say it right now. We're doing the Thanksgiving episode, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Thanksgiving. On that episode, I want us to revisit. No, we can't because we still haven't. Okay. There will be a day we will post it on the community post.
Yes.
We will revisit this after not only I see it, but after the next episode comes out.
Yeah,
I
I'm very
need-
interested to see what happens next, but I just felt like it was right to talk about it here because we've
Absolutely.
got Jared.
This is
Right.
a topic.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
This
that,
is a news story, everyone.
like, I feel like when we were first like, we have to talk about something that has to do with Supernatural, you guys were like, what the fuck? Like,
No,
this
not
isn't...
at all. I thought you were
I
going to
feel
talk
like
about the
Franny a
very
little
serious
bit.
allegations against Jared Padalecki.
No,
Which
I feel
was
like
not-
Franny was
I
like...
was incredibly
missed
not
most-
interested.
I missed most of the conversation. I was coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I didn't
true.
hear any of this.
And like, I just feel like I would be remiss not to talk about it. Like, if you would have told,
No, we are going to revisit
oh
this.
yes, but like, if you would have told 15-year-old Madison, like, just this like little baby lesbian who, like, a 15-year-old Madison thought that she like also liked guys. Like, 15-year-old Madison was like, I'm bisexual. That's so not true.
Definitely
No.
not.
So, you know, like, she's like still figuring shit out. And if you were like, hey, like Destiel, and she would have known exactly what you're talking about, she's like, what? You'd be like, Destiel in 2020 is going to become canon. Also in the middle of a global pandemic. Also, Donald Trump is the president. She'd been like, from Home Alone 2? I'd be like, yeah.
The Little Rascals?
Little rascals. And like, she would have lost her fucking mind.
Yeah, no. I
And
think
it's fucking, what
the
a year
events
we
of
live in.
today are very wild.
Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel real.
The events of the
Almost.
past, like, week are insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I've had a year of a week.
Yeah, I know, I've seen that everywhere. Just this last year has been like a fucking insane.
I think one of my favorite memes I'm seeing right now is aside from like the don't worry about Biden's tax plan and it's like shitty ass pillows and like Dawn dish soap in
Yeah, I love
in
those.
the shower. But my other favorite one is great. Now that Joe Biden won, I can go back to hating him.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've literally on this podcast we've said fuck Joe Biden. Fuck what was the other one? Fuck Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah. Fuck them all. Oh my god, what an insane time to be alive. Me and Bridget were somewhere the other day and somebody was like, said to me, who was like working at the place we were at, was like, hey, like we had a class together. And I was like, when? And he was like, last fall, Spanish. And I was like, that feels like 10 years ago. Like 10.
He's like, you probably don't recognize me because I'm wearing a mask.
And I was
Madison
like, no, that just feels like it was a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Right?
like,
Yeah.
I
it's
can't even
insane.
remember last fall, honestly.
And I was like, oh yeah, Gus. And I was like, you feel like my like childhood friend that I haven't seen in 10 years and you've got a baby now.
And what's crazy is we only did 3 podcasts before the new year. So like
Yeah, I know.
this whole year has been like a formation of like something we've been doing.
Yeah.
As well as the most insane year
like
of our
everything
life.
just like falling to
Right.
shit
Yeah.
everywhere
like
else.
2020 is like kind of a good year for us, but like in such a fucked up way.
Next month, it's our 1 year since starting
Yeah,
this
I
podcast.
know.
Well, November 1st when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
December 1st when we posted our first video.
Yes.
Right, when like the gang was officially together. Like
Wow.
we were all
There's might be one
In-
dude out there who's like, but I was a part of that gang. And it's like, buddy, I'm sorry.
I know.
Actually, there's two dudes because there was a podcast before any of you.
Me
were
and
involved.
Bridget were not involved in the original
No, we
CrossFit
weren't.
Cinema
Well,
concept.
to be,
Much
to
to
be
the light
technical, when it was a different name, neither was Madison.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you.
Yeah, no, but we talked about movies at work, and I was like, nah, this is the one.
Wow.
He said,
we
"Here
really-
she is."
My eyes got glossy. I was like, this is the one.
I remember Logan came home after like meeting you, and he was like, "Oh, I had like somebody I was like training at work today, like training with. And I'm pretty sure she hates me."
Dude, I felt it,
I get
He's
that.
like, "I think I was annoying her all day."
which
No.
could be true.
No, you really were. Like, I was just like having a day. Like, it was just a normal time. Like,
And I
whatever.
remember when our boss walked you around like before you started, and you were like saying hi to people, and I was up front. I was like, hi, and you were just like, slight wave. I'm like, well, I tried that. Okay.
Sorry.
Because I'm like the kind of person where if I work with people, I gotta root out the shitty ones from the good ones, because then I'll protect my good little huddle of people, and I'll
Right.
fuck over the rest consistently. Like, we don't need you here. Like that one girl who was like clearly racist. Any chance I got to like demerit her in some way, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
she's racist as well.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, she didn't show up to work on time, I'd also repeat
And
right
racist.
after. And she's racist.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
What a time. What a year it's been.
Insane year, dude.
What a good place to end this episode,
Yeah.
I think. It's
Absolutely.
just like,
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So wait. We have to plug things.
Yeah.
I know you're
Yes.
like about ready to end our transmission here.
So if you haven't checked me and Logan out
Transmission.
on a pilot podcast where we talk movie or TV show pilots with our friend and recording artist CL Blue, check us out.
On November 16th, we will have a review of Barry and Dexter.
Yes.
Ooh.
that's cool. I've been wanting to watch Barry.
Barry's really good.
We'll have the
I
link.
love Bill Hader.
Quick review real fast. I like it a lot.
We'll have
I think
the
I've
link.
seen that. actually.
I've never seen it, but I want to.
We'll have the link to the channel in the
yeah.
description.
And when it happens, I'll have a community post
Yeah.
on this channel.
It'll be like
about
2
it.
days from now. So,
Yeah.
just eyes and ears open.
3 days, right?
No, because it's the 13th and it's... Oh, you said the 16th, not the 15th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Crosscut Cinema. That's a good place to get like news and updates, and also you can kind of get like a sneak peek into what we're posting in advance.
Sometimes you get cute animal pictures too.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes.
if
and
you-
memes sometimes.
Yes, and if you tweeted us and are following us and you tweeted us, we will give you a shout out on the podcast.
Yeah.
Send us emails.
Yeah.
If you
Send us fan
if
art.
you draw things, please. We want to
Send
see
us
them.
fanfic. If you have fanfic that's not horrifying, send it to us.
Dude,
You know what?
dude, send me your Destiel fanfics, stat. And not one of you bitches better send me Twist and Shout. Don't fucking do that shit. I've already read it, bitch.
Oh no, this is too much.
I don't even want to
I'm
ask.
literally showing my ass of how deep I am.
I'm overstimulated. So also I want to talk about what we're doing next time. So the next one is going to be planes, trains, and automobiles, and thanks killing.
Also,
Yes.
just let us know what you think of like bonus pods and what you think of this.
Yeah.
Then I have one more we
Yeah.
should probably
Yeah.
announce too.
Yes.
It's going to be Borat and Borat 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank
right,
you.
Bye.
Yeah, later, y'all.
Stay safe.
You finished that bread really fast.